And welcome back to the another episode of Daily Quiz for IAS Prelims 2025. It is 1st October 2024 today. And in this video, we are going to derive questions from these articles which are on the slide, which are actually taken from the newspapers. If you are the first time visitor of this channel, then let me introduce this initiative to you guys. Every day in this video, we discuss three types of questions. The first set of questions is from the current affairs portion. We take up the most important articles from the newspapers. We break them down. We derive prelims based questions from those articles and discuss them here so that it will give you the idea how the questions could be framed from the current affairs with respect to your prelims preparation. And the another set of questions which we discuss here is from the static topics. And here today we are, as you know, we are discussing Indian polity right now, and from Indian polity we are discussing the citizenship. And today we are going to discuss the loss of citizenship by according to the Citizenship Act of 1955. So today we are going to discuss this topic, and after our discussion we will derive a prelims based question on that too. After that, when we complete these two sessions, we'll take up the previous year questions, we'll take up some previous year old questions, we'll try to discuss them, and we'll try to find out the ways and methods by which we can solve the questions in the exam and how we can implement that knowledge in the upcoming exam. So this is all about this initiative. These things we include in this video, so I hope you will watch till the end. Sometimes the introduction may not go that good, but trust me, the information in this video would be much better and would be much helpful for your preparation. Before we start our discussion, I would like to request you guys, please take the screenshot of these questions, or at least or note down these questions somewhere. When you will do this and when your exams would be near, you would want to revise your current affairs. At that time it is very difficult to revise the current affairs because you have to go for the different materials available on internet or what is with you. So it becomes very much hectic. But if you have these questions with you, you would just have to revise these questions. These questions would definitely connect you with the current affairs and also boost your confidence before the exam. So my request to you guys is, please note down these questions somewhere, or at least take the screenshot of these questions. So with this, I would again like to request you one more thing here. Please do subscribe the channel, share it with your friends, and please do watch the full video. This would be very much helpful for you, trust me on that. Now with this, let's have a look at the first topic. It is India's space program needs resources. If we will look back into our space programs, if we will look where we had reached right now, we are planning to go for the Chandrayaan 4. We had done successful lunar missions from last few years. So here comes a question: why do we need resources? Why there is lack of resources when we are doing these missions? If we will consider these things right now, the resources are the basic hurdles, or the major hurdles to our innovation. Resources are the major hurdles to the level we can reach, to the level the ISRO can reach right now. Here, why we are taking this article in particular, because there was a mission brought up by NASA, which is Viper mission, which was a lunar mission, and they were very much planning to land on the south pole of the moon and discover things there and do their business there. What they do there, study the south portion or south pole of the moon. They were very much confident about this mission, and in effect, in a different way, whole world was watching on that, because recently, if we will, after when NASA reached moon, when they landed on the moon first time, when humans landed on the moon, after that there has been least contribution from the NASA towards the lunar missions. They were much concerned about different missions, about different space missions. But as right now it has become a geopolitical situation, as China is very much interested in the moon, they are very much studying the moon. Even they had sent they had brought a sample from the moon too. So it has again regained the race for the lunar missions, and right now NASA was working on the Viper mission. But unfortunately, this Viper mission from NASA, it has been suspended. NASA has suffered a huge setback. And what was the reason for the suspension? The reasons for the suspension were, first one, there were frequent failures during the test. Even though failures are everywhere, but it could have been overreached, it could have been curbed, but they left it there. And second problem which was with this mission, it was of the huge cost which was involved in this. So because of these two things, this mission was suspended by the NASA. So NASA suffered a setback here. Now, how is it related to ISRO? Right now ISRO is a recently USA has brought up the Artemis Accords, in which the ISRO is the part of that mission, in which all the countries will work for the space exploration. They will work for this peaceful purposes, and India is major part of that. India is working in this, and if right now India has the sufficient amount of funding, Indian ISRO would have the sufficient amount of funding, then they could have easily overtaken this Viper mission from NASA. But due to lack of funds, they are not able to do so. And also right now India is working in different missions. For example, recently the Union Cabinet has approved Chandrayaan 4. Even though this suspension of Viper mission would have shown more ways for the ISRO, they could have, they would have added the features of the Viper mission into the Chandrayaan 4, but due to the lack of resources, due to the lack of money in the ISRO, they are not able to do so. So here raises a question. Here comes this question: why do we need more resources in our ISRO organization? Why do this needs more resources for the level it can reach? The innovation it can do is tremendous. It has huge potential, but only hurdle which is in that potential, in achieving that potential for the ISRO, is the lack of resources. So here the article was about that government should spend much on ISRO. They should give more finances to ISRO so that it can reach to its limits. So this is in nutshell about this article. I hope you had got the basic idea why it was in the news. Then the another article, it is about India's nuclear energy sector. This is also interesting article. Recently, when there was, before elections, the interim budget was passed. In that, it was very much clearly mentioned that India will go for the privatization of nuclear energy, that private sectors would be also allowed to work in the nuclear energy sector. About nuclear energy sector, we should know one thing right now, which is very much clear. It is the Atomic Energy Act of 1962, in which it is very much clearly said that nuclear sector is a sensitive sector and it can only be controlled by the government. Right now we don't have the legislations which allow the private sectors to work in the nuclear energy sector. So with respect to this, a private company went to the Supreme Court. They said that this law does not allow them to work in the nuclear sector, so they should be allowed. But the Supreme Court rejected that plea. They said that nuclear sector is a very sensitive sector. It should be with the government of India. It should be within the control of the government of India. And right now, if we look into the energy program, we are tremendously moving in this way, that we are trying to reduce our fossil fuels, and for that this nuclear energy sector would be very much important. And it is very much recommended that India should allow, there should be amendments to the legislations which we have right now. The legislations, the acts should be amended, and private sector should be much welcomed in this sector. So this is in a nutshell about this article. And about this article, in the next slide we will solve a question and get more idea about it. Then the another article is about the one-horned rhino. The concerns about the one-horned rhino, the continuous poaching of this important animal. It is one of the major problem in our country. It was majorly found in the Indo-Gangetic plains, and we should know that it is majorly found in the Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary, which is located in Assam. So about one-horned rhino, we should know what is its IUCN status, and about that we will solve a question and get more idea about that. Then there was another important article in the news. It is about the Operation Chakra 3. You know, it is this Operation Chakra 3. It is done by the CBI. This Operation Chakra 3. It is a series of operations. It is a series of operations against the cyber crimes. Cyber crimes is one of the major issue right now in the world. They are transnational. If cyber crime is a global issue, and for that, to curb this cyber crimes in India especially, our organization CBI, it has started these missions Chakra 1, Chakra 2 and Chakra 3. Right now the Operation Chakra 3 has started. So with respect to this, we will solve a question and get more idea about it. Then there was another article. It was about the Marburg virus. It has again regained. It was seen in the Rwanda in Africa, where many people had died because of it. It is highly fatal virus, and it belongs to the family of Ebola virus. So it has high mortality rate. So this is one of the major issue, and we will solve a question with respect to it in the next slide. Then another article which was in the current affairs today. It is about the Václav Havel Human Rights Prize. It is given by the Council of Europe to those people who work in the human rights, who work for the human rights. So with respect to this, we should know that which is the organization which gives this Václav Human Rights Prize. So this is all what is in the current affairs, what is important in the current affairs for your preparation. I hope the basic idea of this slide is to give the idea behind the question, to give the context about the questions which we are going to discuss. After we will discuss the questions, we will go to the citizenship, and finally we will solve some previous year questions. Now with this, let's try to solve the first question, which is on the next slide. Here the question is directly on the Artemis Accord. We should know that which country has brought this Artemis Accord, and its aim is to establish a framework for international cooperation in lunar exploration and beyond. Which of the following statements are correct regarding the Artemis Accord? So let us have a look at it. Sorry, I got a little bit busy with a call. Now let's come back to the question, and let's solve this question again. Let's read this question again. It is about the Artemis Accords. Which country introduced it, and as its aim is to establish framework for international operations in lunar exploration and beyond. So let us see what this question asks us. It says, which of the following statements are correct regarding the accord? The first statement, it says the accord was introduced by the United States, 100% correct. Right now 43 countries are part of it, 100% correct, and India is also part of it. And the third option, one of the key principles is the commitment to the peaceful exploration and avoid harmful interference, 100% correct. So with respect to this question, all the three statements are correct, and from the code given below, the correct code will be option D. So solving this question, you had got the basic idea about why we had brought this question, because there was the need for the resources in ISRO. Why we discussed the need for the resources in ISRO? Because of the Viper mission which was introduced by NASA, but because of the lack of funds, they ended that. So it shows the lack of resources in these institutions. It is the prime time for the governments to think about it, grant more resources to these institutions so that they can reach their peak. They can reach they can give us the innovation which we need in our future. So this is, I think, by discussing this question, we had got the basic idea about the accord, and also basic idea about the context why we had brought this question here. Now with this, let's move to the another question. It says, which of the following statements are correct regarding the Atomic Energy Act of 1962? We discussed that under Atomic Energy Act, it is only under the it is the mandate of the government to control the atomic energy. It can't be given to the private sectors, as there was a case in the Supreme Court with respect to this act, and Supreme Court did not accept that plea. So here, let's try to understand the basic features of the Atomic Energy Act of 1962. The first statement says, the act provides the framework for the development and regulation of atomic energy in India. 100% correct, nothing wrong with this statement. Statement 2, it establishes the Atomic Energy Commission as the regulatory authority for nuclear activities. 100% correct, nothing wrong with this statement. Statement 3, the act includes provisions for the promotion of nuclear energy for military purposes. No, it does not include that. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are option 1 and option 2, and from the code given below, the correct code would be option A. With this, let's move to the another. It says, what is the IC? It is about the one-horned rhino. We discussed about it, as it has been, its poaching rate has increased, illegal trade of one-horned rhino. So with respect to it, let's know what is its IUCN status. Is it endangered? No. Is it threatened? No. Is it extinct? No. Is it vulnerable? 100% correct. So we had, with this question, we had got the basic idea about the one-horned rhino, as it is found in the Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary in Assam. So with this, let's move to the another question. It is about the Operation Chakra, conducted by the Central Bureau of Investigation, focuses on which of the following objectives? Is it uncovering and dismantling a cybercrime networks? 100% correct. So first statement is correct. Second statement, investigating the illegal trade of wildlife and endangered species, incorrect. Third statement, targeting corruption in government procurement processes, also incorrect. So with respect to this question, the first statement is correct, and from the code below, the correct code will be option A. So with this, I hope you had got the basic idea about the Chakra 3, as we discussed it earlier, and got the basic idea by discussing this question. With this, let's move to the another question. It says, which of the following statements are correct regarding the Marburg virus, as it has emerged in Africa, in Rwanda, and many people have died because of this virus. So let us get the basic idea about it. It says, first statement, the Marburg virus is a filivorous and is closely related to Ebola virus, 100% correct. Statement 2, it is primarily transmitted to humans through direct contact with infected animals, particularly fruit bats, 100% correct. Nothing wrong with this statement. Statement 3, there is an effective vaccine available for the Marburg virus, totally incorrect. There is no effective vaccine available for this virus. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1 and statement 2 only. With this, let's move to the last question with respect to the affairs. It says, it is about the Vaclav Havel Human Rights Prize, as we discussed it. It is given by which institution? This is what the question asks. Is announced by which organization? Is it European Union? No. Is it United Nations organization? No. Is it Council of Europe? 100% correct. It is the Council of Europe. In Council of Europe, we should know that it has 46 members are part of this Council of Europe, and the main mandate of Council of Europe was to to keep a look on the human rights all over the Europe and beyond the Europe too. So with this, we completed today's discussion with respect to the current affairs questions. Now let's move to the another part, which is the static part, and let's try to discuss that part. Here, today we are going to discuss the loss of citizenship. How a citizen can lose his citizenship in India under the Indian Citizenship Act of 1955. According to that act, there are 3 ways a citizen can lose his citizenship. First, if he by renunciation, if he renounces that he is not going to be a citizen of India, when he registers his renunciation, upon the registration of that declaration, his citizenship is terminated. He loses his citizenship once he announces his renunciation of his citizenship. Then the another, but there is a exception here. The exception is of if a country, if India right now, if for example, if India would be in war with any other country, at that time, if any citizen will renounce his citizenship, that renunciation of citizenship can be withheld by the central government. So this is about the loss of citizenship by renunciation. Then the another way to lose the citizenship is by termination. So how it is, when an Indian citizen voluntarily, consciously, knowingly, and without stress or undue influence or compulsion acquires the citizenship of another country, her Indian citizenship automatically terminates. For example, if an Indian acquires the citizenship of any other country, his citizenship of India automatically terminates. So this is another way any person can lose his citizenship under Indian Citizenship Act of 1955. Then the third way is by deprivation. So what is this deprivation? It is a compulsory termination of Indian citizenship by the central government. In the deprivation, it is the central government which terminates the Indian citizenship if these criteria are found in him. First is the citizen has obtained the citizenship by fraud. He has done fraud while getting the citizenship. He has showed fake documents, then his citizenship can be terminated. Second, the citizen has shown disloyalty to the Constitution of India. If a person is disloyal to the Constitution of India, then that person can lose his citizenship. Third, the citizen has unlawfully traded or communicated with the enemy during war. For example, if a citizen, if we are in war with Pakistan or China, and if any citizen will communicate with the enemy country, his citizenship can be terminated. He will lose the citizenship. Central government can end his citizenship. Then the fourth is the citizen has within 5 years after registration or naturalization, once a person applies for the citizenship, or he has to go through naturalization process or registration process. Within 5 years, he has been sent to any jail for 2 years by foreign country. For 2 years, he has been sent to jail. Then he will lose the citizenship. He won't be given the citizenship. The last one is the citizen has been ordinarily resident out of India for 7 years continuously. For example, if any person starts living in any foreign country and lives there for 7 years without any in continuity, he may lose citizenship. But there are few criteria here. For example, if a person is going abroad for studying, then he won't lose the citizenship. Or if he is continuously registering or if he is continuously registered annually at an Indian consulate. If he continuously registers with the Indian consulate, then he will not lose the citizenship. Otherwise, if a person lives outside India for continuously for 7 years, he will definitely lose the citizenship. If he is not studying there or in any government job or any organizational job of which India is part of, then he will definitely lose the citizenship. So this was all about the loss of citizenship in India under Indian Citizenship Act of 1955. So with respect to this, let us try to solve a question which can be asked in the prelims. Here the question says, which of the following statements are correct regarding the loss of Indian citizenship under the Citizenship Act of 1955? First statement, an Indian citizen can lose their citizenship by acquiring the citizenship of another country. 100% correct. Second statement, a person may lose their citizenship if they are disloyal to the Constitution of India. 100% correct. Third, an Indian citizen can be deprived of citizenship by the government without any legal proceedings. No, there are legal proceedings. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1 and statement 2 only. So with this, we complete today's static topic 2. Now let's move to the last part of our discussion, which is discussing the previous year questions. Here the first question is, while delivering the presidential address, the Congress president who advocated the introduction of Roman script for Hindi language was it Mahatma Gandhi? No. Was it Jawaharlal Nehru? No. Was it Abul Kalam Azad? No. Was it Subhash Chandra Bose? 100% correct. He advocated for the introduction of Roman script for Hindi language. So with respect to this question, the correct statement is statement D. Coming to the last question of today's discussion, it says, at the time of partition of India, which of the following provinces of British India came forward with a plan for a united and independent existence? Was it Punjab? 100% correct. So with respect to this question, the correct statement is option A. So with this, we complete today's discussion. I hope you would like the video. I hope you would share it with your friends. I hope you would definitely subscribe the channel. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.